Hi, everybody. We're back. Better than ever, some could say. Didn't plan on going live today. Got some stuff going on this afternoon, but we'll wait as people filter in here. If they filter in, is anybody going to show up? There we go. We got a couple people showing up. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad. He's Aaron. Should we see if Dave wants to join us?
Sure. Can't imagine he's feeling fantastic, but
let's text him.
But here we are.
Send him an email just in case.
Sure.
All right. Well, it's official. We have a date. We have a dollar amount. We have terms.
Yeah.
Cincinnati is going to the Big 12. July 1st, 2023. The exit fee has been agreed upon. It is one hell of a bargain for the Cincinnati Bearcats in this context. It is $18 million, which is around what we expected.
Sure.
Aaron, if they were to leave on time, they would have been required to pay the $10 million exit fee over 4 years. With this new arrangement, they are paying the $18 million exit fee over 14 years. When you add in inflation,
sure,
come on. That is, it's obviously the American looking to spread out the payments to the teams that will remain to give them a little bit more of a nest egg. So what? You're the math guy. That's like what, 1.3 million a year, 18 million divided by 14.
1.28. Yeah. 1.29.
So what? About 4 million a year between UC, UCF, and Houston. That'll hit the coffers of the American Conference and be spread out amongst the remaining schools, which is for them, when you consider their TV deal is only, it's going to be, well, we'll see what it is. But right now it's at 7. It was supposed to jump to 10. I wonder what losing the 3 flagship programs in the conference will do to that number. But that's no longer our concern.
No.
Not something we have to worry about.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. The Big 12 last year distributed $43 million per school. They anticipate that jumping to $50 million per school next year. That's not a guarantee on what Cincinnati will make. Their TV deal comes up in 2025. You would imagine they'll probably take a little bit of a haircut those first 2 years, especially the first year with, it looks like Texas and Oklahoma will be there in year 1. Maybe not year 2, but it almost assuredly looks like in 2023, Texas and Oklahoma will still be in the Big 12. Oh, I'm excited because guess what? They're not giving them favorable home and home matchups in that first year.
Can't imagine they would be.
There's a pretty good chance, in my brain, it's a pretty good chance one of those 2 programs will be at Nippert Stadium in 2023.
And that's nothing but a good time.
What a spectacle that would be. Obviously not guaranteed. Who knows how the schedule thing is going to
sure.
To play out. But yeah. Texas in Nippert Stadium, where they don't have it, like they can't, we have to play you in Paul Brown. No. You're coming to our house. Already with the horns down. We're under 5 minutes and Aaron's already got us a horns down.
Why not, right? Like, we have to embrace all of the nuances of the new conference.
Yeah,
Start now.
I mean, that's what the cool kids do, right? Horns down.
Got to.
Oh boy. Here, talk for a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. You just throw a dead fish in my lap. No big deal. No, I mean, we all knew this was coming. It's kind of a huge sigh of relief to have the what ifs or the non-concrete answers finally gone, and we have the solid date of July 1st, 2023. This day's been a long time coming. I mean, we all go back to seeing the banner that was being printed off. We've all seen the meme. That one hurt for a while, as people would still throw it around as more of a knock on Cincinnati. But here we are, joining the Big 12, and it's about damn time that Cincinnati gets the opportunity to really show who they can be amongst the Power Five. We've done it with the Group of Five. We've reached the heights really of the Group of Five, and now here we are finally joining the ranks of the Power Five.
We will have a guest coming up here in a little bit from inside the UC Athletic Department. Anthony DeFina, Associate AD, will join us to talk about the excitement happening in and around the Linder Center today. That was what that Aaron, you take over for a minute. Pause was for. So yeah, I can finish what you were saying.
I was just saying, like, it's about damn time that we have the opportunity to show what we can do in the Power Five, not just the Group of Five. We reached the heights already in the Group of Five, and there's what else is left. So yeah,
very true. Very true. It is, man. It's hard to believe it's finally here. I guess is the best way to put it, right?
It feels like a huge sigh of relief now, finally, right? Because
we have a day.
We have a day. It's not just, hey, we're gonna be there sometime. It probably be
right.
2023. And honestly, like, you have the biggest recruiting weekend
in program history,
maybe in program history this weekend, and they can say,
hey, official visit lottery.
Hey, now it's official. You will be Big 12 day one.
You won't spend a day in the American Athletic Conference.
Not a single day with the likes of UAB or the likes of Tulane.
Rice.
Yeah. No.
Florida International or Atlantic or whatever.
Yeah. Whoever they took.
Whichever one of those programs.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the conference is going to look like after this at this point. No, you don't have to worry about Memphis. Because they're still there. Yeah, no SMU, none of these programs that haven't achieved what we've achieved.
Right. My phone is,
I can only imagine,
absurd.
Just
right
plug
now.
it in because it probably hasn't stopped vibrating.
It is absurd at the moment. I need to tweet out something. Share. There we go. You guys got questions? I'm sure you got questions. I would guess that'll be July 1st, 2023, Alex. That's my guess. That's when we'll be in the Big 12. So I don't know why 24/7 would update before that. Although I can try to put some birdies in some ears to say, hey, look, this is the 2023 class. They are going to play in the Big 12. We should have them listed with the Big 12. So we'll see what we can do there. Hotel recommendations for Lubbock. Ed, going to Lubbock is hard. I don't know that anybody has any. How can you get a hotel in Lubbock? Do they have hotels in Lubbock?
Here's a question for you, Chad.
Okay.
When does the new merchandise officially come out with the Big 12 logo on it? Because nobody wants
with A on it anymore.
No, yeah. Why?
That's going to be interesting because
put it all on clearance right now.
Out. Get out.
Get the out.
Another great day to be a Bearcat. Absolutely. I knew this was coming. Of course, it's Stewie to ask.
Well, that all depends. And I'm going to answer his question very specifically. Of course, there will be rumblings because
yes,
you've all been rumbling for the last decade.
Well,
plus.
Especially rumbling since the day that it was announced that Under Armour was buying out Cincinnati.
Yeah. So yes, there will be rumblings. Now, whether there's any actual validity to said rumblings remains to be seen. But there will certainly be rumblings. There has never been anything short of rumblings for the last several years.
Right.
Gotcha, Stewie.
Will we know by you know what? It would be pretty exciting for UC to get that done. Legitimate rumblings. Are you asking if I'm going to have information about the new apparel deal before we start?
I believe that's called inside information, not legitimate rumblings.
Yeah, it's a great point. Asking that question counts as a rumble. So there have already been rumblings about the new apparel deal just since the announcement an hour ago or whatever it was.
Well played, bunch of letters.
Even though this doesn't concern us directly, it would be sweet if Texas had to go to Houston and get smacked. That would be outstanding.
We're all at this point just rooting for Texas to get destroyed.
The funny thing is, nobody hates Oklahoma. Everybody's like, Oklahoma did what they had to do, but Texas.
Well, because Texas is out here, we all know that they've had way more money. They had their own network.
They did.
And they're still heralded as an upper echelon program for reasons that are unbeknownst to anyone. Not to mention they screwed us out of making it to a national championship.
Those are all things that are true. So, yes. I'm interested to see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 9 games for the football schedule. Basketball has already announced that the Big 12 is staying at 18. Is BYU going to drop their network? I don't have an answer on that one. I would guess that they'll still be able to keep it for Tier 3. But I don't have an answer on that one, Alec. I love it. Made this profile on YouTube, started in 2005.
I'm here
Hit
for
his
it.
Keyboard a bunch of times. Doesn't know how to change it.
It's actually Oscar Robertson.
It's John Cunningham.
Strange times at the beginning of the internet.
It's a spurter. Hi, John. How you doing? We invited Dave, but I don't know what kind of shape Dave is in. He was posting Club Canopy videos all the way up until like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. What time did he stop texting you videos?
I think around 1, around or after 1. Here you go, Ed. The Cotton Court Hotel, 4.5 star rating, 4th best in Lubbock. So you don't want to stay at the best hotel in Lubbock, Ed? You want to? You're comfortable at the 4th best hotel. Yeah. That's how Ed's brain works.
Well, let's be honest. He's never going to Lubbock.
No.
No shot.
It's too hard to get there.
So what do you think?
Paul says you can't get to Lubbock from here. You can't get there from here.
Where we go, there are no roads.
Right.
What do you think the conversation, like they had to have had a meeting immediately this morning, right, about this to discuss talking points for this weekend specifically, right? Like there's no way they can go in with the same game plan that they had 24 hours ago.
Yeah, I guess, did you see Eichel's tweet?
Yeah.
He got
14 hours.
14 hours to go.
Good luck.
You got to make a promo video of us getting into the Big 12 between now and 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Does that overtime have to be approved by the state?
He's on salary, I'm sure. I'm not really excited about playing BYU in all sports regularly. Am I missing the positives? The positives are that we have been invited and enter the Big 12. And as part of that, you have to sometimes do things you don't necessarily love.
At the end of the day, playing BYU in both sports is still better than playing Tulane.
Right.
Outside of getting to visit
going to New Orleans. Right. We'll sub ECU.
Sure. You know, I mean, there's certainly some perks here, right?
Yeah. I'm not. Today is not the day to be worried about the negatives.
Plus,
that's what I would.
Plus, BYU's football program has been very good over the course of the last several years. And if you're looking to have stacked wins against very good teams to make it back to the playoff, you're going to have to set it up.
Oh, come on. You ruined all the fun. Wasn't hard to change at all. Just never tried it. Sorry to disappoint. I'm not anyone's burner YouTube account. You're supposed to go with the bit, Lighter.
You don't get the show.
Nobody knows how to go with the bit anymore. You can be anybody you want if you're a bunch of numbers. 9-game conference schedule next year. I'd assume we drop Eastern Kentucky game. Probably. Or find a way to rearrange the scheduling. I haven't had any of those talks yet. I'm sure they're coming. In terms of, how you adjust, because football schedules are made 15 years in advance for some reason. There's going to be some negotiating going on.
Even though you can put a game together within a week's time, as we saw during the pandemic.
Yeah. I love that this bit just already won't die. 7 Marriott properties, 9 Hilton properties within 10 miles of campus. That's what happens when you have a giant stadium and a rabid fan base in a small town. Everybody has to travel to the town to see the games, and they get wasted at the tailgate, so they need somewhere to stay afterwards.
If anybody's looking to travel to all of these places, by the way, in year one, to give food reports and what have you, I'm not sure if Chad will okay it here on one of his podcasts, but PTP would love to have you for a food segment, if nothing else.
Or if you've been to any of these places.
Yeah, a preview.
Give everybody a heads up on the food.
Sure.
Playing BYU is good. I think the question was more like in the non-revenue sports, like, is there enough juice in the squeeze to playing BYU? And the answer is yes.
Basketball won't be playing on Sundays.
Right.
So at least not against BYU, but
do you think we'll hear about divisions anytime soon? Yeah, they've been discussing that regularly at the recent Big 12 AD and presidents meetings.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably pretty close to deciding on whether there will or won't be divisions. Hopefully with the rule change that they'll just wipe divisions and go with some number of, you play this many teams every year, and then these number of teams rotate so that you're getting a heavy dose. I don't want divisions. I think it's dumb because you just get into a situation where you have a team that doesn't show up in your facility for 5-6 years in between the rotations. So hopefully they go with 3 set conference opponents. You play these 3 teams every year, and then they rotate the other 8. Is that what it would be? 9 to 11, 12. Yeah.
Depends how long
the big brain on bread.
How long are the other Texas and Oklahoma sticking around?
Well, yeah, they'll probably be divisions in year 1 with 14 schools. That just makes sense.
If you had to come up with a name for UC versus West Virginia, what would you go with? I'm going with Sticks versus Bricks.
Okay. Do you think it matters for this weekend's recruits, since people assumed this was happening anyway? I think it matters that it's now tangible, that you can now tell every recruit on campus this weekend, you will play in the Big 12 year 1 from the jump. Like
not a second.
No uncertainty. No, we should be in year 1 of the Big 12 when you get here, but year 1, Big 12, book it. Like I think that is a definite boost. Like, how much of a boost? I don't know. Like, is it going to sway anybody from making a decision on Cincinnati? Yes or no? Probably not, realistically. But
it's just part of the hype now, though, right? Like,
right,
you can get excited. You can be like, "We're Big 12." I mean, they love
and
just.
there's going to be a buzz around the city. Like, when people see these guys out, whether it be for dinner or at Top Golf or whatever it is they do, there's going to be a lot of hype around the city. There's 65 of you in here now, just interrupted your Friday. Like, it's going to be a good deal. We all know UC. My guess is if they do, we talked about this a little bit. My guess is if they do like 3 every year set and then 6 or 8 that rotate, we'll see West Virginia and Central Florida in the every year rotation. And then who knows who the third would be. I would guess not Houston, because I would think they'll want to get as much commingling and not make the 4 new schools.
As long as it's not BYU.
Yeah. And distance wise, I can't imagine.
It wouldn't make sense.
Come on, Chris. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Oh, keep firing away the questions. This is for you guys. Like, we didn't really have to jump on here, but I figured you guys would want to talk about this, and
at least until we get our guest, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be a long guest, but interrupted more like ended my work week. K-Dog, I love it. That's it. Clocking out 11 o'clock Friday morning. See you guys Monday.
Well, we don't have any questions going on right now that we need to answer immediately.
Some house cleaning.
Danco, we want to thank Danco for his sponsorship of the BBP every week. Get your car out to Danco Transmission, mention Pump It Up, and you get 10% off. We also want to celebrate. So get your Urban Artifact. I don't recall what the spot is for them. I think it's 10. I don't know. I don't even want to say it wrong. Whatever the special is for the flight. But they do have flight specials if you mention Bearcat Journal. So I will be celebrating Big 12 news today.
Holy Grail. I have to thank Holy Grail.
Always.
Have to thank our friends at Pro Camps for the Crosstown Collab. You want to make sure you get tickets to that. There's an alumni game. There's a fantasy camp. There's a golf outing. Go to Crosstown Collab, 2 L's, COLLAB.com, and get yourself either tickets to the alumni game. We've heard Troy Copain, Trey Scott.
Trey Scott's not one of the names that was on there.
It's not?
No.
He was.
No, I think he's still at NBA camps. Kane Broom.
You got it.
I don't have it.
Pull it up.
No, okay. I didn't pull it up. I was just trying to remember.
Here we go. Troy Copain, Jacob Evans, Trey Scott, Octavius Ellis, Coriante DeBerry, Shaq Thomas, Kane Broom. It's going to be a lot of the.
Yes, Trey Scott.
It's going to be a lot of the
TBT.
The TBT guys, because they're going to be getting ready for that tournament.
Correct.
So, if only I could think of somebody that knows those guys, Ed.
Do I need to send a link, by the way, or did you already take care of that?
I already took care of it.
Okay.
I already took care of it. We will be joined in about 7 minutes by a very special guest. You think the unique urban campus will be even more of a natural advantage than it already is now that we're in a power conference of small college towns? Houston and UCF could benefit as well. In what way? Like, do I think there could be some advantages? Yeah. Do I think it ultimately matters? No. Like, I think they would have been perfectly fine in the ACC as well with a bunch of, urban campuses. Is it a recruiting advantage? That just depends on the kids. Some kids want that smaller college town feel. Other kids are looking for more of a city urban experience. I think that's why you've seen UC have most of their luck recruiting urban areas and not the rural areas. Those kids probably look more for rural.
I hate that word.
Those kids probably look for more of a like setting, which would be a smaller college town where kids in urban areas look for a bigger setting.
Holly, to answer your question, yes, this is the key punch. It is my favorite of the urban artifacts that I've had. But to answer your question, Chuck, I have not had the astronaut food living 2.5 hours away. And
that's the expensive one, right? That's the one that's, yeah.
Living 2.5 hours away from Cincinnati and only going back for very specific events, I haven't had the opportunity to just pop down and drop some loot for a ridiculously expensive 15% beer.
First Big 12 basketball road trip, Lawrence, Kansas. We're all going to that, right? Everybody's going to drive to go to Lawrence for that game. How do you not?
You and I talked about it last night.
Yeah,
off air.
We're going. Yeah, we're going. We will be in the car driving to Kansas.
Especially with how much gas is right now. If you can find somebody to split that car.
You might want to sponsor the road trip.
Well, you got
can't be urban artifact. That would be ugly.
You've got your video camera shades.
I do.
You've got the handheld. I'll have the handheld. You have the shades. And between the two of us, what a hell of a video that might be. We'll give it to Eichel. We'll give it to Eichel to cut up.
Yeah. Henry, it's not going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. You ever been to Lubbock, Henry?
I see what you did there.
You ever been to Lubbock?
You
ever had to get home from Lubbock late at night?
Tell kids go to class the next day.
Get home 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Tell kids they have to go to class. That's hard, Henry.
It's hard. You
ever try to tell your kids to go to class? Don't matter what time of day it is. That's hard.
How excited is Tonk about this?
Oh, Tonk's living his best life. Right? He's going to get to go to 4 football games a year, all on his home turf.
Within like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah. Tonk is absolutely living his best life. The Big 12 champ going to be at AT&T going forward as well. There's not been an announcement on that. There has been an announcement that the basketball championship is staying in Kansas City. I'm not sure. Those poor G5 conferences that get home games, that worked out pretty well last year, Leiter. I'm just saying. Beating Houston at home is one of the great memories of the best season in UC football history. So there was some advantages to that setup, as long as you win the regular season and get to host the conference championship game, right? Definitely be making the WVU trips. Yeah, those are
same.
Yeah, those are easy now. God, how nice will it be to actually have a drivable conference opponent again?
Well,
it's not Memphis.
Just as far for me to go to Cincinnati as it is for me to go to West Virginia. So, yeah,
absolutely. All right, we got a guest a couple minutes early. Let's welcome him in. None other than Anthony DeFina. Anthony, is it exciting times on the 8th floor of the Linder Center today?
Took the words out of my mouth. We're we were anticipating this in terms of entering the Big 12, but got accelerated. So we're thrilled. We're ready to move forward. We're ready to jump into the league when July 1, 2023 rolls around.
Well, the big thing is everybody's excited today. So let's take advantage of today. How can everybody get involved and help out and do their part to support the university on such a historic day?
Yeah, I won't be bashful, Chad. I'm trying not to be.
You know me. There's nothing bashful about me. It's kind of our brand.
We are. We need to be day one ready. We need our fans to gear up for this. Our student athletes will be gearing up for this. We need to give them the resources and assets that we know our fan base could give them. So we're not going to be bashful over the next 13 months as we get to being day one ready, that we have to be able to give what we can to find the resources to get us to that next level. We're going to ask everybody, if you've made a gift, if you haven't made a gift, either continue to give more, or start thinking about giving as best as you can. So y'all hop off this call. I'll go make my $100 pledge per month, and that would be $1,200 for the year. So that, that's what I feel I could do to help out. And that 12 number is going to be important. You're going to hear us asking for $12 a month, $12 a year, whatever you can give. Every dollar counts, and it goes to support our student athletes as they prepare to, compete in the best conference in America.
Tonka's donated $9.99 for your Big 12 mustache.
Well, that's we have the Italian Fest this weekend. I'm going to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to fit in.
That's probably more excited than you've been for anything that's happened while you've been in Cincinnati, right?
I missed it last year, so the whole family's rolling out this time with Chris Lepore. Now Chris has to be Chris Lepore this weekend. So
right, you got to change it up a little bit.
Kids down and enjoy that one. Yeah, you got to get.
He can't grow a mustache like that.
I don't know. We could have a challenge. We can.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. What's the buzz been like around just the Lindner Center today in general? Is there any reactions that you can share with us, maybe that are censored for obvious reasons?
Yeah, I think again, everyone just knows they have a job to do now. When it comes down to being around the coaching staffs, I was down in the weight room a little bit earlier, and no one kind of knew, because they're down in that dungeon just continually working out. Like I think they're just so focused on getting ready for this upcoming season that I think they'll come up for air, come up to the 4th floor, 5th floor, and realize how impactful this news is, how it is for recruiting, how it is for every piece of what they're doing at this point, trying to gear up as well. The coaches, I'll meet with a few of the coaches this afternoon, and I'll get their feedback, but more than likely it's going to be, this is great. It's an accelerated timeline. It's something that could put in front of recruits. Now we have a solid date. They're able to speak to their opponents in come 2023 in our league. It just shores up a lot and allows them to be more concrete in their plans moving forward.
In terms of how it works on the 8th floor, how much does this help to have a solidified date, to have something you're specifically working towards where you can, you have it tangible now? It's not, we should be there July 1st, 2023, but we will be there July 1st, 2023.
It takes a lot of the guesswork out, which is great. So now the contingency plans we had, we could rip those up and go with what we were anticipating and what we really hoped, we're going to get to. So we're going to enter the league early. But like I said, we have 13 months. We have 13 months to prepare. And if you're looking at things like ticket pricing, you're looking at sales timelines, you're looking at getting on board, and you're buying season tickets if you're a fan, well, we're going to challenge you to do that now, because after this next season for football, after men's and women's basketball season, you might not have that opportunity, because this news, the longer we know that entry date happens, the buzz around the community is people are going to want to get on board and see what's happening in the Big 12. So I encourage fans to reach out now to our team. And, and that's another major component to this is we want fans in the stands. We want our buildings and arenas packed. And, that's important to engage this now rather than 13 months from now, thinking there's going to be that ability to do so. In a few days, I'm hoping we're sold out of season tickets. We have that few season tickets left to purchase for football. I think you're looking at men's basketball, you're playing in a conference that has a defending national champion. So as we go through these things, there's a lot of great points that the community could engage on. And we just want to make sure, again, engage us now. Don't wait before it's too late. And again, donate whatever you can.
Have you had a chance to watch Eichel's video yet? And who had to deliver the news that he had 14 hours to put it together?
Yeah, that's the whirlwind here. I have not seen it yet. This is how today is gone. Yeah. I'm going to assume it's fantastic work because it's Eichel and his team. I didn't even know he had that long to put it together. I thought he had to do that between 11 and now. So But that's Eichel. He gets it done. He is such a rock star. And I don't know the trail and command on that one, but I just could presume it's awesome.
Yeah, goosebumps.
It's Eichel, so it's great. Like you mentioned talking to the coaches. How much smoother is this transition because of the leadership you guys have in place up and down the Linder Center hallways? I imagine it's having people that are as easy to work with as Luke and Wes has to kind of make this even a little bit more fun and exciting because you're not tugging at different ends of the rope, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah, all of our coaches are engaged, whether it's tennis, whether it's swimming and diving, track and field, obviously they're out competing. Through this whole process, we've been transparent with them. They'll know when we know. And as much as like, when can we start using this in recruiting? When can we start using that? And we're like, well, when we know. And they've been great about it because we have a great league partner in the AAC currently. I mean, we have another year of competition with them. It's great competition, obviously. So I think we're certainly respecting where we are, but we have that eye on the future, and the coaches have been great about it. And just understanding how delicate this is, because we do have to play in the AAC for another year in our sports. And I think it's important to keep those relationships because this industry is extremely small. What goes around comes around, and leaving the AAC better than we found it, and also with great relationships intact, is extremely important.
We saw last season when the Big 12 flag was being waved around on the field as the news kind of broke. Are we going to start seeing more of the Big 12 logo trickling into these sports arenas as we progress through the season, or is it just kind of going to be a stop hold until it's official?
Yeah, it's certainly part of what we need to anticipate. So obviously things like field logo markings need to change when the time is appropriate. So I think you'll see it more of going into next summer, seeing a lot more of that as we prepare our fields and our arenas and stadiums. I don't think you'll see so much of it right now, unless it's commercialized, in terms of T-shirts, some things like that some people have the ability to sell.
All right, man. I just wanted to have somebody from the athletic department pop in and give us the kind of the feel, the lay of the land around the Linder Center right now. And you, as always, are more than accommodating and gracious with your time. Any final sales pitch? You give it to the people.
We got a
room full of people here.
Give what you can. Do it in $12 increments. Go bearcats.com/day1. That plays into our Day One Ready campaign, giving to the Next Level Fund. That's the fund that's within that campaign that gives us the ability to prioritize where those dollars need to go. I'm telling you, Chad, and everyone listening here, $12 a month, that makes a huge impact. Give what you can. Every dollar matters from here on out, as now we're on this end, this accelerated timeline. Go bearcats.com/day1.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, and have a great day. Enjoy the weekend in Cincinnati, and enjoy Italian Fest.
I will. Hope to see you there.
Congrats.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
There you go. It's our guest, Anthony DeFino, Associate Athletic Director for the University of Cincinnati.
He did kind of throw up a softball question I should have answered, or should have asked, about merchandise, but he kind of hinted at you will start seeing some Big 12 merchandise this year. I knew he wasn't going to know the details as to any of that stuff. It's the first couple hours of all of this. So
right. All right. I've got stuff to do today, important stuff to do today. So I've got to go, but we just wanted to pop on for a quick live show. I knew you guys were chomping at the bit for some content, and that's what we do here. When there's content to be made, we jump on the live show and let everybody chat it out. Keith also set up his $12 a month. That is the way to do it. So thanks to Danco, thanks to Galactic, thanks to Urban Artifact, thanks to Pro Camps, the Crosstown Collab, and the Kane Brown concert. Do all those things. All those people need your support.
Yes.
We'll be back tonight with a nightcap talking more about this topic right here and whatever else might happen to pop up around 6 o'clock tonight. We'll see everybody then, right here on Bearcat Journal.
See ya!